It is that time again for your local real estate market update for Lake of the Ozarks, August 2024. It's a great lake season. This has been, I know I certainly have enjoyed the lake with my family. I hope you have if you're watching this video, but let's dive into the realities of our real estate market for Lake of the Ozarks. So let's start with some stats. I think that it's important that I give you the realities. And again, that starts with statistics. I'll give you my opinions, but I think I want to give you real data first so you understand the realities of the real estate market. First data is average sales price. What is the average sales price doing year over year? So average sales price has actually increased to $426,000. So that means the average sales price year over year has increased almost 2%. That may sound slow to a lot of you, but the reality is that's still that is right on par to where a lot of predictions are. And my gut says that that's actually going to increase as the year continues. So overall, average sales price has increased year over year to $426,000. Next out we look at is number of new listings. Over the last 30 days, how many homes have been put on the market for sale? That number has increased about 10% year over year. We're at 371 new listings over the last 30 days. The next stat we like to look at is we talked about number of new listings, but this stat when I looked at it was really staggering. This stat is active inventory. So not just new listings, but what is actually on the marketplace that is either my competition if I'm a homeowner or is the active inventory that I can potentially purchase if I'm looking to buy. So that number has increased significantly, and that number has increased by over 50% year over year. We're at 1,304 homes available. So that tells me a big story. It tells me a lot, but let me do my best to summarize it. I believe why that is happening is because some people are putting their homes on the market and not positioning them properly. So there's inventory that is, I call it dead inventory, just not going to move because they want this really high price or the home isn't prepared, etc. And so what we're seeing is that is an increase in our days on market. Homes are sitting on the market longer. But it's really interesting as we get to the days on market stat. It hasn't increased as much as you may think. And I really believe that's because the homes that are actually selling are selling in a quick time frame. It's that dead inventory that is sitting there that is causing these numbers to be thrown off a bit. And so don't let that throw you off too far. There is a lot of inventory right now, but how much of it is actually good inventory that is actually your competition if you're a seller or actually what you're looking for in a competitive price point or position properly for you to purchase? And if we looked at that number, that would be way less. Next I will look at is number of closed sales. It's very interesting. Number of closed sales is literally identical except for it increased by 1 year over year. So 208 closed sales over the last 30 days, and there's 207 last year. So again, inventory is still moving. It's moving at the same rate. We just got to make sure that we understand the data to see how that affects our buying or selling decision. Days on market. Again, this number increased. I think it increased because of what I talked about with the active inventory that we have, but it hasn't increased a lot. It's only increased 12%. It went from 39 days, it increased by 5 days, from 39 days to 44 days. So the average home that is still selling in 44 days. And so I think that just shows the strength that we are still in the Lake of the Ozarks real estate market. The last stat I'll look at is what the experts say. This stat gives us a feel of the market. They say a 6 month supply tells us it's a balanced market. Of course, there's other factors, but just looking at that one stat, it gives us kind of the best pulse on where we are. Are we in a buyer's market or are we in a seller's market? So 6 months is balanced according to the experts. So that would mean that anything above 6 would be a buyer's market. Anything below 6 would be a seller's market. And we have hovered below 6 for years, probably since 2020-ish. If I went back and look at the data, it's been several years we've been under 6, and we are now actually over 6. We're at 6.9%. And so that's an increase from 4.1 to 6.9 year over year. It's really significant. But I don't think that tells the whole story. And I think if we go back to my conversation with you around the active inventory, I think if we were to give actual good inventory or solid inventory that we think is positioned well to sell, whether that be condition, price, location, whatever those factors may be, that number would be significantly less. And so my gut says we're still in the seller's market, but the data doesn't all point there. And so again, that's my opinion versus the data. I hope you guys find this helpful, and I love talking about this stuff. And so if you have questions about how this affects your situation, you're curious about your home, you're curious about your buying situation, please reach out to us here at Matt Smith Real Estate Group. We would love an opportunity to talk through this with you to see how it affects your situation and always to see if we can help you in any way. Hope this is helpful, and we'll see you guys next month.